Hello everyone. In previous class, we discussed about the what is charge, cause of charge, unit of charge. And today we will start with the methods of charging. So today we will discuss only two things, that is methods of charging and properties of charge. So first we will start with methods of charging. So basically there are three types of charging that we will study in this chapter or in this topic, that is charging by friction, charging by friction, charging by conduction, and third is charging by induction. Okay, so first start with charging by friction. So in charging by friction, suppose we have two different objects. Suppose we have one glass rod and a silk cloth. Silk cloth. Okay, so initially in first figure both are neutral, means the amount of positive and negative charge on both the object glass rod and silk cloth is equal. Now if we rub these two together, then what will happen? Some electrons of glass rod moves from glass rod to silk cloth. So due to the movement of these electrons, as electrons consist negative charge, so due to the movement of these electrons from glass rod to silk cloth, this silk cloth will become negatively charged, and due to the loss of electron, this glass rod will become positively charged. So now glass rod and silk cloth. Okay, so after rubbing these two, this become positively charged, and at the same time this silk cloth become negatively charged. Clear? Suppose the number of charged move from glass rod to electrons is x. So the total negative charge on silk cloth become x negative charge. Okay, and here it becomes x amount of positive charge. Next is charging by conduction. Second one is charging by conduction. Charging by conduction. Okay, so in conduction, initially suppose we have two uncharged metal sphere. So sorry. One is uncharged metal sphere and another one is charged metal sphere. Okay, so suppose A consists, A is positively charged. So this is figure 1. Now if we move these two in close contact, means if we move these two metal sphere in close contact, so now A and B are in close contact. So what will happen? A consists positively. So figure 2 represents both metal spheres are in close contact. Okay, now what will happen? The free electrons of B moves from B to A. And due to the movement of these electrons, some positive charge generated at the metal sphere B and some positive charge of metal sphere A will be neutralized by these free electrons. So in case 3 we'll see. Now if we'll separate these two spheres, A and B, will observe both metal spheres are charged now. So here it is charged metal sphere and metal sphere B will also be charged metal sphere. Okay, so now the question is how this happens. Due to the movement of free electron from B to A, some positive charge generated at B. So as we know that if there is loss of electron from one body, so positive charge will generated at this body. Okay, and due to movement of these electrons, some positive charge of metal sphere A will be neutralized by these electrons. So if this is the method of conduction, so if we make in close conduction means in close contact. So if we move a uncharged metal sphere in close contact with a charged metal sphere, metal sphere B will also be charged. Clear? So this is the method of charging by conduction. Next is charging by induction. Third is charging by induction. Okay, so in charging by induction, suppose we have a metal sphere which is neutral, means the amount of positive and negative charge are equal. Okay, so this is figure 1. Now if we place a charged rod near to this metal sphere, what will happen? In case 2, if we place a negatively charged rod near to this neutral sphere, then what will happen? So due to the property of charge, as we know that similar charges repel each other and opposite charges attract each other. So similar charges, that is negative charges. Okay, so similar charges repel each other, means all the negative charge will appear at the farther end of the sphere and all the positive charges will appear at the near end of the rod. Clear? So this is the case 2. Now, in case 3, now make a or connect this part of sphere to the ground. Connect this part of the sphere to the ground. Okay, and here we have the charged rod, that is negatively charged rod. Okay, so all the positive charge appears here and all the negative charge will move to the ground. Clear? Now in case 4, now we can see this metal sphere has only the positive charge near the end of the charged rod. What we will do is we will simply remove this contact. Okay, now we will see only positive charge is appear at this end of the sphere. Now what we will do, we will simply move this charge rod. So in case 5, now this metallic sphere becomes positively charged. So this is charged metal sphere. Okay, here it is neutral or uncharged. Metal sphere. So induction means without touching, without any physical contact. So here with the help of these 5 figures, I generally I used to show that how a body can be charged without any physical contact. Clear? In first figure you can see there is an charged sphere, means amount of positive charge and negative charge are equal. In second figure, what we mainly used to do, we will simply place a charged rod near to the sphere. Then due to the placement of this charged rod, all the similar kind of charge move at farther end and all the opposite charges will appear at the near end. Okay. Now what we will do, we will simply make a contact with ground. We will connect this part of the sphere, farther end of the sphere to the ground. So due to that all the negative charges will move towards the ground. Now metal sphere has only one type of charge which is appear at the near end of this charged rod. And if we remove this charged rod, now what we have only the one kind of charge, that is positively charged metal sphere. So this is the method of charging by induction without any physical contact. Okay. Next is properties of charge. These these are the three methods of charging, that is by friction, by conduction and by induction. Next is properties of charge. So first property, that is additive property. So as we know that charge is a scalar quantity. So if it is a scalar quantity, it can be added algebraically. Suppose we have 1 kg of potato at our left hand and another 2 kg of potato in our right hand. So the total amount of potato, if we mix together, the total amount of potato becomes 3 kg. Clear? So we can simply add it by algebra. Okay. So as we know that charge is a scalar quantity. Charge is a scalar quantity. It can be added with the simple rule of algebra. For example, if we have a body having different charge, that is Q1, Q2, Q3 and Qn. So the total charge on this body is Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 plus Q1. Clear? Suppose, for example, if a body having minus 2Q plus 3Q plus 5Q minus 3Q charges are randomly distributed. The total charge on this body is equals to minus 2Q plus 3Q plus 5Q and minus 3Q. So the net charge is minus 2 minus 3, which is equals to 5Q, 5Q cancel, that is 3Q. Plus of 3Q. So Q is equals to plus of 3Q. Or we can write it like in another way. We can represent it by the small e. What is E? That is elementary charge particle. So we will simply put it over here the value of E. Or if nothing is there, if it is given in terms of Q, so the value of Q, if the value of Q is given, so we can find out the total net amount of charge with the help of this equation. Clear? So this is the additive property of charge. Next property is conservation of charge. Second property. Conservation of charge. So in an isolated system, total charge remains constant. Total charge remains take the example of glass rod and silk cloth. Glass rod and silk cloth. Okay, initially both the object, that is glass rod and silk cloth, is neutral. So if we rub these two, glass rod and silk cloth, together, what will happen? Some electrons will move from glass rod to silk cloth. That means there is movement of electron from glass rod to silk cloth. Suppose 10 electrons moves from glass rod to silk cloth. Okay, initially both are neutral. So first condition here, glass rod and silk cloth. Okay, so net charge, this is the case 1. Net charge is equals to 0 because both are neutral, means the amount of positive and negative charge in both the objects are equal. Case 2. Now if we rub these two objects together, so what will happen? Some electrons moves from glass rod to silk cloth. Due to that, this glass rod will become positively charged, and due to the movement of electron from glass rod to silk cloth, this glass rod will become positively charged, while this silk cloth becomes negatively charged. Okay, suppose the number of electron moved from glass rod to silk cloth is 10. Okay, that means 10 electrons moves from glass rod to silk cloth. So the total negative charge appear on silk cloth is minus 10e, and the total positive charge appears on the glass rod is plus 10e. Okay, so the net charge in case 2, the net charge is equals to plus 10e minus 10e minus 10e. Okay, so here you can see the net charge again is equals to 0. Okay, so initially it is at 0, and after rubbing we will see the net charge is 0. So that's why we can say in an isolated system the total charge remains constant. If initially it is 0, so after rubbing it is again is 0. Clear? So this is the conservation of charge. Third is, that is quantization of charge. Quantization of charge. Third, quantization of charge. Okay, that means the total charge can be quantized. So the total charge on any body is an multiple of elementary charge particle. That means this Q, that is total charge on any body, is equals to N into E, where N is any integer and E is elementary charge particle. It may be positive or negative. Clear? So the total charge on any body is an integral multiple of elementary charge particle, where N is any integer, or N is equals to 1, 2, 3 and so on, and E is elementary charge particle. Clear? Or value of E is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Clear? Suppose the total, suppose, now the question is, can 7.5 E electron transfer from one body to another body? Answer is no. Can 1.2 electron be transferred from one body to another body? Answer is no. So how can we represent it? Means 5 number of electrons transfer from one body to another body, 2 electrons transfer from one body to another body, 100 number of electrons transfer from one body to another body. Means it is N must be an integer. Clear? So this is the quantization of charge. So that's it for today. In next class, we will start the Coulomb's law. We'll see Coulomb's law and in Coulomb's law in vector.